I recently made a video talking about how to get started on social media for your print-on-demand business, specifically on Instagram and Pinterest, and in the comments there were a lot of requests to go more in-depth on each individual platform. So in this video, we are going to talk about some different posting strategies for Instagram. All right, I'm going to stay off of video for this one just to make sure you can see everything that you are going to need to see on these screens. So if you didn't catch the first video, I would recommend going back and taking a watch where I talked about how to get your accounts set up for both Instagram and Pinterest. So I will link to that in the corner and in the description if you want to go back and take a look at just the couple of steps to get your account set up on Instagram. Couple things I will point out here, definitely want to make sure that you have your link in bio, and you need to set this up in the Instagram mobile app, not on desktop, because they don't let you do it on desktop. And I would recommend, if you're an Etsy seller especially, if you are opted into the share and save program, which you can find under marketing and share and save on your Etsy seller dashboard. So this is the formatting that you need. You need the link that's the shopname.etsy.com. You can copy it from this page. You can also copy it right from your shop dashboard page in the top right corner there where it says copy link. That's what you want in your link in bio here, unless you have a service like Linktree, which is the service that creates those landing pages for you. So this is just a sample of a Linktree, actually taken right from their website, where if you put a link to this, if you create a Linktree account and you put the link to this page in your Instagram account, you can actually have a landing page like this where you have multiple links to direct people to, your Etsy shop or other online store, your social media accounts, all of that kind of stuff. And Linktree is not the only one. There's lots of Linktree alternatives out there as well. All right, now for this video, we are going to talk about 5 different Instagram post styles and what they can do for your print-on-demand business and why I recommend using them. All right, so let's start things off with type number 1, which is a single design post. This is the easiest, simplest style of Instagram post for your print-on-demand business. Now, there are a couple different ways you can go about making a single design post. And for me, this is the most common type of post in my Instagram account for my shop. And here are 2 examples here in the POD Insights Instagram page. These are single image posts. So if I open up one of them, you'll see this is not a carousel, which means there's no additional images to swipe through and see. So it is just showcasing one image, one product, one design. And this is a mock-up from Printify of this product, which is a garden flag. One of the things I do want to point out here is if you look at the description I used for this post, it is short and to the point. New garden flag design featuring a warm and patriotic welcome with sunflowers, link in bio. So of course, on Instagram, you want to remind people to go to your bio for the link to your shop because you cannot put a live clickable link in your descriptions. And then a few relevant hashtags here. So nothing about what I said here indicates go buy this now. Doesn't sound like an advertisement. It's not like an in-your-face, hey, come and buy this from my store. So that's an example of how to promote something from your shop without making it seem like a big in-your-face advertisement trying to sell something. And so let's actually talk a little bit more about how to make these single image, single item posts. Now, Instagram has a little bit of a hang up when it comes to sharing directly from Etsy. So I personally don't usually do it. I usually just take one of the images of my products and either go to the mobile app on my phone, or I will just create a post right here in the left menu on the desktop app of Instagram and just use Instagram to make the post. Because I've usually downloaded at least 1 or 2 mock-ups of my new products anyway, so I already have them on my computer, and it's easy enough to just click on create and then select the image file from my computer. However, if you do want to try and post directly from Etsy, what you can do is come to the marketing tab and then go to social media. And then from there, Etsy does recommend some posts. Usually it is your newest products that you have either just renewed or just sold or just created. So if we wanted to share one of these, you can just hover over it and click on share. And then it does give you the opportunity to add a caption here as well as add hashtags, which is nice. Then if we click on next, you'll see what this does is it gives me the option to click on Instagram. And unfortunately, you can see it's already telling us here, you're going to need to use the Etsy seller app to do this. So if I click on post and continue, what it's going to do is say, due to our limitations here with Instagram, we're going to have to complete posting this from our phone. So we're going to get a push notification on our mobile device. But here's the thing, I just opened the Etsy seller app on my phone, and that's what we're looking at now. And if I swipe down here, I don't have any push notifications. So even though I went through all those steps and then I clicked done, where it said you're going to get a push notification on your mobile device, this is the phone that I'm signed into the Etsy seller app for the same account. I never got a push notification. And so it's a little bit annoying that, it doesn't seem to work, at least not consistently. It hasn't for me anyway. But since we're here, let's talk about sharing directly from the Etsy seller app. What we can do is go to our listings tab here down in the bottom menu. And then if I just scroll down, I can see my listings. So let's try and share that same product here, that Let There Be Peace. So we'll click on that one. And then you'll see on the product listing page, you can see a share listing option. So if we just do that, it will now take us to a page where we can select the image we want to share. Now we can't select multiple, so we can only select one. So let's just pick this one here, the one that's more of a quality mock-up, and we'll do next. And then on the next page, it gives you the option to copy the link to the listing, which for Instagram doesn't really make any sense because we can't use a clickable link in an Instagram post, so I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to click on share in the top right corner. Now it does give you a little reminder here that, it might not carry forward what you copied as far as the link goes because some apps end up clearing the clipboard. Then it brings you to the menu where you can select which app you want to share it to, and I'm going to select Instagram from here. And then it's going to bring up another little menu here where it tells you which Instagram account you're using, and it lets you select from post, story, or message as the method for sharing. So we're going to select post, and then that will bring up the option for you to add your caption. Now, there's a downside to doing this because as you write your caption here, it works fine for writing the caption. However, when we're ready to do our hashtags, normally what happens on Instagram, and either in the Instagram app directly or on the desktop site, as you start typing in a hashtag, like Peace Day, for example, normally a menu would come up which actually gives you data about the hashtags that are matching what you're typing and suggested hashtags, and it tells you how many posts have been posted for each of the hashtags. It doesn't do that in this little workflow when you share it directly from the seller app. So I don't personally like that because I want to see the information about the hashtags I'm using. If we just hit OK here, then we can hit share, and it will post that to my Instagram account. Now I can go to Instagram and edit the post so that I can actually get the hashtags I want. So we'll close out of the Etsy seller app, and then we will open the Instagram app. And so we'll go to our profile page here. We'll open this particular post. We'll go to the little 3-dot menu here, and then we will go to the edit option. Now we can edit the description, and we can actually see the hashtag information. So I'm going to start typing the same hashtag here, Peace Day, and then you'll see this menu pop up in the app where now I can see some data and some suggested hashtags. So I'm going to find ones that look like they're relevant. I'm going to use the one I typed in there, Peace Day, because that one looks very relevant, but you get the point. This was just what I was missing by using that workflow, doing it directly from the Etsy seller app. So if you do that, I would recommend coming back into the Instagram app and then editing the post so that you can get your hashtag information that you need. So ultimately, I don't really recommend using this method for Instagram. It actually works much better, in my opinion, for Pinterest. So what I like to do instead is just come to my Instagram account, come to the left menu on my desktop or from the mobile app, depending on which I'm already using, and then just click on Create, and then upload one of my product images from my mockups that I've already downloaded. And while we're doing this, let's talk about a slight variation to the single design post, and that would be adding multiple images to a single post. So let's click on Select from Computer, and I'm just going to upload 3 mockup images that I downloaded from Printify while I was creating a new product. So I've just uploaded all 3 of those by selecting them at the same time. And so now I've got the lay flat mockup of my image. I've got a close-up image of the design in context with a person wearing it, and then I've got this mock-up with 2 people in the same image. Now, if I click on the bottom right corner of the screen where you see this little stacked image, this is going to allow me to reorganize these pictures so I can move the order of how they are displayed. So there we go. So that has now reorganized my images. I can also click on the bottom left corner here to change the aspect ratio. Now these were already in a 1:1 square aspect ratio coming from Printify, so I really don't need to change anything here. But if you had an image that was one of the other aspect ratios where it was tall or wide, you can change it to 1:1 here, and then it will sort of do that sort of classic Instagram 1:1 aspect ratio. You can also click on the magnifying glass in the left corner here and then use the slider to zoom in if you want to reframe. Now, a lot of this can also be done in the mobile app simply with your finger sort of swipe commands, and any type of finger commands that you would use on your phone largely are going to be doing these same things here in the mobile app. Once we're good with all of our images, we can click on next here, and then it's going to ask us if we want to apply any filters or adjustments. And I strongly do not recommend doing any of this with your business Instagram account here, because for the same reason that you want accurate looking mock-up images in your product listing, you want your social media images to also be accurate reflections of the product. I'm just going to click next, and now we can do our caption and our hashtags. Now, there are a ton of different ways you can go about writing descriptions for your posts. For this one, I'm sort of pretending that I'm posting this at the beginning of the summer, like maybe in May or early June or something like that. And so my sort of little caption here is, heading on a family vacation this summer, we've got a design for the whole gang. And then I'm going to, of course, say link in bio at the end of that. Now, when it comes to hashtags, of course, I'm going to start typing hashtag here. I'm just going to put family vacation and see what I start to get as suggestions. Of course, family vacation is going to have a ton of posts. It's got over 5, almost 6 million posts here. Now, there are a couple of very, very specifically relevant hashtags here. If we look at family vacation shirts, there's 2,900. That's something that I definitely will use, even though it doesn't have a super wide reach. It is really, really relevant to my post. So I want to make sure if anybody is viewing any posts that have that hashtag on it, I want them to see this one because it is as specific as it gets. I might also just use the general family vacation hashtag just because. Family trip would be another one to look for. So if you look for family trip, that's going to be another really large general hashtag you could possibly use. Now, getting a little bit more general, I'm going to start looking at hashtags like family shirt or family shirts. There's one with 99,000 posts, so I'm going to do family shirts. Sometimes I'll even expand out from there and go with something like hashtag family gifts, something like that, where it's it's still relevant, but it's a little bit more general. And so once I get up to 5, maybe 6 hashtags, that's usually where I stop for my individual post, because honestly, it gets to a point where it's just not worth your time to keep going. And then that's it. We're done with this post. We can click on share. And for me, this is the faster way to do it rather than trying to fumble around with the, going direct from Etsy, whether it's desktop or the seller app. And so that's the other way to do your single design posts with multiple images, displaying it in some different ways. All right, our next style of Instagram post is themed posts with multiple designs. And this one is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. So instead of creating a post that is one design, even if it's multiple images, it is the same design like the family vacation one we just made. Instead of doing that, we're going to create a post that has sort of a theme to it, but it's showcasing multiple different products or different designs on the same product. And again, for this one, there are multiple ways you can do it. Even as I just mentioned, you can do one product. So for example, you could do a themed post that's all sweatshirts and just show different designs of yours on sweatshirts. Or you could have a themed post that is about Christmas designs and have different Christmas designs on different products, and so on. There are a lot of different ways to do it, but basically the general structure is instead of only focusing on an individual design, you're going to focus on a theme. So for this one, we're going to say that my theme is Father's Day. Instead of doing one design, we're going to showcase a couple different products and designs. So we've got a mug here with living the dad life. We've got a t-shirt here with a dad joke on it. And so this one is going to be Father's Day themed instead of just showing off a particular design. And so naturally, I'd be posting this a couple weeks at least prior to Father's Day. And I'm going to go ahead and make this one a little bit more like an advertisement. I'm going to use some language that's a little bit more like trying to get people to shop. So for this one, I'm going to say we've got something for all dads in your life. Everyone appreciates a great dad joke, especially on Father's Day, and of course, link in bio. So for this one, I'm okay with being a little bit more direct in that I'm encouraging people to shop and come take a look at my store. And I'm going to go ahead and do my hashtags here. Now I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of the real obvious ones like Father's Day gift or Father's Day gifts. Either one of those, they're pretty large hashtags. Father's Day gift ideas would be another good one. So I'm going to go ahead and do that one. I'm going to look for something like dad gifts as well, because you never know. Could be Father's Day gifts, could be dad gifts. Gifts for dad. How about that? 380,000 posts under gifts for dad. So we'll try that one too. And there we go. Now we're up to 5 hashtags. I'm good with that. We'll go ahead and share it. The next type of post is going to be a sale or promotion. Now, for a sale or promotion post, this is where you're going to need to actually create a design for your post because you needed to customize it to show off the information that you're trying to get across. And this is where I absolutely love Canva for my social media. Even if you're just using the free Canva account, you have so many templates that you can pick from and customize to show off your brand and the sale or the promotion that you're running. I'm gonna go ahead and put Instagram sale in the search bar up here at the top, and we're gonna see what we get. Now, in the search results right now at the top, you're likely noticing there's a whole bunch of Halloween themed posts here because I'm filming this on September 30th. So all I'm gonna do is scroll down and just get to some more general ones. So as you can see here, there's a couple of general ones. All we're really gonna do here is start looking for ones that might just fit with my brand, my theme a little bit better. And if you're noticing the more vertical ones, these are templates for your Instagram story, which has a different aspect than a regular Instagram post. So you can certainly use those as well if you wanna add a second post basically into your Instagram story to advertise your sale. Here's one that I like. I'm gonna run this autumn sale and we'll click on customize this template. And now all I have to do is customize my text. And let's say maybe my sale that I'm running is 20% off. I'm actually going to put the address to my store in the bottom here. I'm going to say podinsights.etsy.com. Okay, so we could do something as simple as this and not do anything else. However, I would recommend customizing a little bit more. So for example, you could add your shop logo if you have that as a separate file, either already in Canva or something you can upload to Canva. And then you can also add pages to this, just like you can with anything else you make on Canva. You can add a page here and then upload some product mock-up images. So this would end up being a carousel post with multiple images where the first one that they see is announcing the sale. And then the additional images are just, whatever products you want to showcase that are going to be part of the sale. So there are also multiple ways to do these sale or promotion posts. And also, if you're running a sale where they need a coupon code, definitely put that somewhere in the text in your post image as well. Now, let's talk about posting directly from Canva, because there's also a little bit of a caveat with Instagram here. Instagram just kind of causes some trouble for integration with other platforms. If we go to the share option here in the top right corner, you'll see Instagram as one of the choices. So if we click on Instagram, you can immediately post from the mobile app. So basically this is doing something very similar to what Etsy did, where it's going to send us to the mobile app, or we can do schedule post from desktop. Notice the notes that are here. This says suitable for Instagram personal and creator if we're posting it immediately from the mobile app, whereas schedule from desktop says suitable for Instagram business. And remember, our account is an Instagram business account. That was part of the initial setup. We converted it to a business account because it's not a personal account, it's for our business. Now the caveat here is if we select schedule the post from desktop, which is a very nice feature because you can create this in advance and then schedule it to go live on the date that you want. If we do that and hit continue, unfortunately, we're gonna have to link our Instagram account to a Facebook page. So we cannot use this option unless we have a Facebook page already for our business that basically matches. It has to be linked to the Instagram account. So if you don't have that, if you're not set up on Facebook and the pages aren't linked, then you're not going to be able to take advantage of this scheduling option from Canva. And at the same time, if we want to do this from the mobile app, it's not going to work because what we have is a business account, and this immediately post option doesn't work if it's a business account. So that's why it's got these notes here. If we were to open the mobile app right now and try to just do this immediately post option, it would not work. It looks like it's going to work and then it doesn't. At least it has never worked for me since they changed the options to these two. So I'm going to go back to the menu for sharing and I'm just going to click download. I'm going to do it as, you can do it as a PNG or a JPEG, doesn't really matter, but you want to keep it in the aspect ratio that it was. That was the template, which was 1080 by 1080. We don't need transparency or anything like that, so just click download, and then we can come back to Instagram and do our create from there. And of course, you could always add additional product mockup images as additional images for this post if you want to do that too. And now when you're doing one of these, this is where your description can be worded a lot more like an advertisement, because that's basically what this is. You're advertising a sale. So what you want to do in the description is, especially if it's not in the image already, you want to be clear about the dates. Whatever the dates are for this sale or promotion, you definitely want to be clear about that in your description. We're running an autumn sale store-wide in our Etsy shop with 20% off your purchase. Get a head start on your holiday gift shopping. Sale runs October 1st to the 7th, 2023, link in bio. So there we go. Very specific about when the sale is running and making sure to connect them back to that link in bio. Now, when it comes to hashtags for this is where your hashtags are going to be kind of a mix depending on what you're posting. If you're only doing one image here, we're just advertising the sale, you're going to have to go with some more general hashtags such as family gifts. It would be a good one. Gifts for her, gifts for him. Those types of hashtags are what you're going to be looking for when you do a post where you're not showcasing any of these specific products. But if we did have additional images in this post with specific designs, we could use a few hashtags that are relevant for those images as well. So just keep that in mind. The more images you have, the more hashtags you'll probably have to pick from. The next type of post that we're going to talk about is a collage post. Now, a collage post can be basically any of the other types of posts that we've been talking about. It can be an individual design. It can be a specific product theme. It can be a holiday theme. It can really be any type of post. But what we're talking about here specifically is an individual image that is a collage of other images. So there's a lot of templates on Canva for this. And basically the reason why I'm including this in here is just because it gives you the option to share multiple images in a single image. So I do recommend using these. So what I like to do personally is I like to use them as the front image or the header image when I do a themed post. So for example, if we go back to Instagram here and we look at the Father's Day themed post I did, the first image in this post is just the living the dad life mug. And then we've got the second image here with the dad t-shirt. What I would normally do with this post, instead of just having one image be in the front image, the one that you first see when you look at the post, I would use one of these collage posts and just edit it to put multiple, Father's Day or dad themed product images in here. And then I would add, of course, edit the text here. So if I did this, if I just said Father's Day in the middle here, and then I changed my images to be 4 product mockups that are Father's Day, this is a great way to show off that this post is going to have more than one product image in it. So my favorite use for those collage images is really to use them as the header, the front image for a post that's going to have multiple showcasing a particular theme. And the last type of post to talk about is a giveaway or contest post. Now, this obviously is an optional type of post. You don't have to do giveaways or contests or anything like that, but this is just another idea for you to generate engagement, because one of the things you might find with these other types of posts is that you will get some engagement. You'll get some people commenting that they like a design, but you don't get a ton of engagement on your posts where you're just, sharing a single image of a new design or something like that. Where you really can create some engagement on Instagram is running a giveaway or a contest or something like that, because of course you're going to get more people to respond to it. So just a thought, it's an option for you. You certainly don't have to do that. I don't do too many of them with my Instagram account for my print-on-demand business, but what I like to do is if I order a product sample or a few product samples and they turn out well, like they turn out really nice, and it's not something that I'm interested in keeping, then I'll just run a giveaway for it. And all you really need to do is, again, come over to Canva and search for Instagram giveaway, and you're going to get some relevant templates to use for giveaways. And so basically just go ahead and pick anything that works well for you. If it is an individual product, so for example, this one here, we could replace this image of a succulent plant with the product that we're planning on giving away. And then in the description, you would want to write how the giveaway is going to work. Now that is a whole conversation in itself. It can be like this post and leave a comment between this date and this date, and then we'll select one random comment to send the prize. Now, of course, that means you do have to do the work. So you have to come back to the post when the timing is up. You have to randomly select one of the comments to win. You have to DM that person and ask them for their shipping information so that you can actually send it. You can also run giveaways off platform. You can actually use services like Gleam. Gleam is one. There's a few other ones out there that will run social media giveaways. A lot of them are paid services though. So if you want to look into that, I'll link to a couple in the description of this video. These types of posts, they do require some additional work, but it's just another option that can generate some great engagement. And also maybe you get rid of some of those samples that are just sitting around. All right, and that's it. That is all 5 types of posts that I personally have used to promote my print-on-demand business on Instagram. Definitely mix it up. You don't want every post to seem like an in-your-face advertisement, because that is how you get people either to not follow your account to begin with or to unfollow you if they just feel like every post is some type of advertisement asking for a sale. And the only other thing I would say is don't overcommit. With social media, what you want to do is establish a habit, something that you can do on a regular basis, because because social media platforms don't like it when you post and post for a little while and then you stop. The platform has an algorithm just like anything else where it's learning your posting habits in order to promote your posts to followers and to people who are not your followers. So what you want to do is commit to something that you can be consistent with. So if that's posting once a week, that's fine. If it's posting twice a week, that's fine. But I wouldn't recommend, setting a goal for yourself of posting every single day, multiple times a day, because you might do that for a week or something and then sort of trail off from there. And the algorithm on these platforms, it'll just never really catch on to what you're doing because you're not being consistent. Just do something that you can stick with. All right, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know down in the comments if it was, and also let me know if you have any questions about promoting your print-on-demand business on Instagram as well. Don't forget to hit that like button if it was helpful for you, and subscribe to the POD Insights channel if you haven't already. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.